Hello gamers, Pat here. Welcome to a preview for Kenney Game Assets. I'm calling it a preview because we are going to preview all the assets that you are going to get in this pack, and hopefully after watching this video you will be able to take a decision if this is something that you want to purchase or not. So what is Kenney Game Assets? Basically it's an assets pack of some sounds, some 3D stuff, and then a lot of sprites, and you will be able to use those assets for your own personal projects and for your commercial projects, which is kind of a big deal. And you will be able to do that if you pay the 15 euros for the assets themselves, of course. So if you go on Steam and you search for that, you will be able to get to this page and so on. So without further ado, let's actually start, because there are a lot of assets actually, and I want to keep this video short. So if you after you purchase the whole thing, if you go to Steam Apps, Common, Kenney Game Assets, that's where the whole thing is located. You also have a launcher, but the launcher is basically this, and if you click this, you will open the folder itself. So anyway, I'm using Total Commander, so that's why I'm navigating using Total Commander. So anyway, let's look at the assets. So we have some 3D files. We have a 3D medieval town, and we have a preview. This is a preview of the assets, and this is something that was built with those assets, right? You have the Unity package and some models that you can open and probably change them. Nature pack, preview, and sample, and art. Now, at the art, we have a lot of assets, so this is why I said it's going to take a long time. Alien spaceship pack. This is a preview of the Alien Spaceship pack. So what you will get is PNGs with all the files that you can use independently. You also get a sprite sheet, which is something that a sprite sheet is what you want to use when you are making games, because reasons. I'm not going to go over them. And you also have the vectors, so you will be able to edit those, I believe, in Flash and whatever. I didn't go into details about it. Animal packs. This is a preview of something that you can use. You see, they have various shapes, borders, without borders, square, not square, and so on. So if you go to PNGs, you see all the folders, round outline, and here are them. And of course, you also have the sprite sheet, round, oops, you can't see them, not round, and so on. And you also have the vector. Archive, those things are retired, I guess, but this is the preview, and these are the sprites I actually saw once on Reddit, and I was like, oh, those sprites are actually looking kind of cool. So anyway, those are here. You see PNGs with a lot of files, and then you also have the vectors with the SWF file. So anyway, platformer. See, lots of sprites, space shooter assets, and let's actually go background elements. So for example, this is something that's really useful. This is a preview, right? And this is a sample. You see, this is something that they've created with you using those sprites, you see? And let's actually go PNG, while you see various things that you can combine, and these are some samples, for example. See, kind of cool. Everything was built with those assets. Okay, sprite sheet wise, this is how it looks. Board game pack preview. You see, you have card. You have some cards. You have some card backs. You have some dice's sides. You have some meeples, even though they are not really meeples. And this is a sample. So let's actually look at the PNG file. This is cards. See, so they are not really that small. That's just the preview, so that's why they are small. But they're kind of big and they are looking kind of great. So if you are making a card game, you might want to use those assets until you find an artist to draw your own assets. So this is some chips that you can use for a poker game or whatever, dice wise. Okay, moving on. Sprite sheets, okay, let's watch it. So yeah, cool. Brick pack. Some wannabes Lego bricks. Okay, character pack. Instructions. You see, there are some character packs, and of course they are all made of objects just so you can, animate them better. That's nice. Explosion pack. Preview. And the PNG, just in case this is a ground explosion. Cool. Sprite sheets. Okay, game icons. This is nice. You can use them in general for whatever reasons you want. Game icons, expansions. More stuff that you can use. Game icon fighter expansion. Hexagon assets, base pack, preview, and the sample. Building packs, preview, and the sample. Nice. Isometric road assets, base pack. See, this is the whole thing that was retired, but now is like a complete remake. So that's why I haven't spent that much time looking at that. So SWF file, this is it. Water pack, preview. Isometric road assets, buildings, preview. So again, it's kind of small, so let's look at some PNG files. Concrete buildings. Weird. Sprite sheets, let's look at the sprite sheets. Okay, so now they look more like buildings and not like some blocks. I mean, close. Anyway, they are still blocks. Isometric tiles, base. Okay, preview. Isometric tiles, buildings, preview, and sample. Isometric tiles, city, preview. So you see some roads. Let's actually open a sprite sheet and see some roads. Isometric road vehicles, preview, and sample. Now you have vehicles to your game. Letter tiles, preview, and sample. So you can use them for some kind of these are the sprites. Medals, preview. Those medals are actually kind of useful. You can use them for a lot of stuff. On-screen controls. This is also really useful. I mean, come on. You know, first of all, they are neutral, so you can probably use them for a lot of games. And that's one of the reasons why it's kind of useful. But, yeah, you know, this is a sample. For example, if you have a platformer that's based on, you know, a mobile platformer. Physics assets. Preview, sample, and update. Platformer assets. There are a lot of assets here. So base pack. This is the base pack. Background castle, preview. Okay, so lot of assets here, and this is a sample. Building pack, preview, and sample. Candy pack, preview, and sample. Extra animations and enemies, preview and sample. Ice pack, preview, sample, and sheet. Mushroom pack, preview, and sample. Request pack, preview, and sample. Tile extension pack, Jesus Christ, there are so many folders. This is a preview, and this is a sample. Okay, platformer assets pixel. These are some backgrounds. This is a sample, and this is a sprite sheet. Kind of a lot of stuff. Platformer bricks, preview, and sample. Platformer pack redux, changes, preview 1, preview 2, sample 1, sample 2. Puzzle assets, preview, and sample. This you can use this on a lot of stuff actually. Look, some DX ball. I remember DX ball, which of course is not the original. Puzzle assets 2, preview, sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, sample 4. Road textures, preview. Looking good. Let's look at the sprite sheet actually, because I'm curious. Okay, it's like this. And you have a text file also. Robot pack, preview, sample. Roguelike pack, preview. Jesus Christ, so many stuff. magenta, and this is transparent. Roguelike pack, preview, sample 1, sample 2. Let's look at the preview again. So more exactly at the sprite sheet. It's kind of a lot of stuff. Yeah, some trees, buildings, look, some railroads, more doors, windows, and so on. RPG pack, preview and sample, not bad. Smileys. They look a little bit like the smileys from Invision Powerboard, the old Invision Powerboard, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Smoke particles, preview and sample. Space shooter assets, preview and sample. Tappy plane, preview and sample. Top down tanks, preview and sample. Tower defense assets, preview and sample. Kind of neat looking, like clean. I like it. UI packs, adventure pack, Jesus, preview. You see some swords, some shields, some hand icons, and so on. This is actually kind of really nice. This is a sample, right? You can see mana, health, but you also have a base pack with preview and sample. Space pack, preview and sample. Look, where are the cursors? These are the cursors. They're kind of nice. UI pack pixel edition, preview, magenta and transparent. I would have loved to see in a sample here, just so I can see things a bit, Audio. There are a lot of sounds here, so I'm only going to play a couple. So this is the Casino Pack, digital sounds, Foley sounds, jingle sounds, music loops, retro sounds, RPG sounds, and UI sounds. Let's look at the Casino. Card Fan 1. Card Slide 1. Card Shuffle. Okay, card plays 3. Okay. Jingle sounds, more folders, jingle steal. Okay. Music loops, farm frolics. Okay, cool. UI sounds, that might be useful. Click. The sound is short, but it's looping, so that's why you click it. Click, click, click. That's why you hear it like that. Mouse click. Roll over. Switch 14. Okay. Exclusives, some 3D models, some donuts, preview and sample. Donuts. Platformer assets, Xmas pack, preview and sample. Previews, roguelike pack, sprite sheet. Actually doesn't matter. Fonts. There are also a couple of fonts that are, interesting. Ken blocks. Future square. High. And let's see, Kenney Vector bold. Okay, so you get the idea. And there are some sources here. So anyway, this is kind of, the whole thing. I went fast over all of the things because I wanted to cover everything. I'm personally impressed with the whole thing. I've done a similar video last year with Indie Graphics Bundle, I believe it's called. But anyway, so you might also want to check that video. I'm going to put an annotation around. But overall, for 50 euros to get so many good-looking packs, including the sounds, the fonts, you might say that the fonts are not really useful, and even some of the art packs. I don't need that and that, because that's not the game that I'm building. But there are some cool UI things. The sounds are also useful. And art-wise, again, as I've said, you will find something that it's useful. And it's only 15 euros, as I've said. That's not a lot, considering how expensive assets are in general. So hopefully this video was useful to you. You know, like it if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, but please tell me why, because I don't want to improve my videos. Hopefully this recording is going to be okay. I made this video like 3 days ago, but I had problems with the whole recording. Audio was out of sync, then anyway, subscribe if you want to see more stuff. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.